Hey, no pictures.
I think I got you doing.
You got me pointing at you like that.
Yeah, like that. I'll put that on.
Is that it?
Awesome beginning. I'm really going to be upset because I think for like the first couple of weeks when I came in.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, nah, you can leave it over. Whatever.
Without my
Thank you. Okay, now we can start. So, hi.
Hi.
I'm Yong and Bosh. Yeah, howdy, that's right. Who says howdy? No? Who says howdy? You guys don't. You say howdy? Alright, well, what's up? Thanks for coming to the panel. I know there's plenty of other things going on that you could do, but this is going to be cool. It's not. It's going to be stupid, isn't it? And you could probably find it on YouTube anyways already. So, in fact, you can just watch it on YouTube right now. Just start it somewhere, and then I'll start, and then like you'll know the future. You'll already know the answers to all the questions. That was stupid. It took up way too much time to explain that retardedness. Anyways, okay, so I'm Johnny and Bosh. I was Adam in Power Rangers, Ichigo and Bleach, Lucy Tokios. Bash, I was Bash. Bumblebee in Transformers War.
Yeah!
Isaiah Duklala. Kanada Yukimura. Okay, you guys kind of know who I am.
Don't forget Nero.
Look it up or ask someone next to you. And I have a band and we're playing tonight at 10. Please come check us out because it should be a lot of fun. It might not be, but we're going to do our best to make it exciting and super fun. And yeah, cool. All right, be there. Questions. Let's get on to some questions because if you have questions, that will make things better because this is a Q&A. If you don't have any questions, this is just going to be really weird. We're just going to be staring at each other. That's not what we are. Yes.
How did your band start?
My band started after Power Rangers. I could not get a job. Actually, at that time, it was really tough. Like, obviously, I'm half Asian. Well, I don't know. Is it obvious? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm half Asian, right? So I'm not like a real Asian. So like if I walk in the room, you would be like, oh, that guy's a real Asian. No, you'd be like, what is that guy? He's got some kind of white, right? And so that was like really hard to get a job because at that time, I mean, it's really just a lot like you had to be Caucasian, you know. But I could, if I was like a full-on Asian, I could get roles. But I was like half Asian, so I was lucky to get on the Power Rangers. Even then, when I got on the show, they're like, your name doesn't sound Asian enough.
Wow.
And so I used my mother's maiden name for the middle part, Yong, you know. And so, so anyways, yeah, it was really tough for me to get a job. And so I grabbed a guitar and started teaching myself to play. And I was in kind of a depression at that time as well. And that kind of brought me out of the depression. And I thought, man, what if I started a band? And that was like the thing we do. We just try to write music that would just motivate people or move people. And you know, that's just kind of, that was where it started. And then it's just gone downhill from there. Fast. Really fast, yeah. So, yeah, we've got, I think, quite a few albums out now. And you can probably rip it. If you have iPhones or Androids, you can download our free app. Just type in iShine, EYESHINE, and you can listen to our music for free. Or you can do that tonight, either way. Or you can go to the concert and listen to it. You guys turn it down, too loud. Questions? Yes. Favorite character to voice? That's tough. because there's a lot of characters that I really enjoyed playing. Vash is one. Ichigo is a lot of fun. Hollow Ichigo is a lot of fun. Gosh, there's just so many. Kiba. I really was excited to get Hanada. Nero from Devil May Cry 4 was one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch really. There's another question way back in the back, right?
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming jobs that you know of that maybe you'll be voicing some characters?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
No. I can't. It's just the way it is. Like, sometimes we can, and sometimes we can't, and I get confused on which ones. And so I just don't say anything. Oh, actually, I can mention this one. It's Tenkai Knights. And it's Spin Master Toys. It's like this kind of a, yeah, you can check it out. It's tenkaiknights.com, I think, is the website, and I think they got a teaser up. So that one I can talk about. Blue Exorcist stuff is all done, so I know I can talk about that. And K is finished, so I can talk about that. I usually can talk about it as soon as you know it's out. Yeah, no, the show's out. Oh yeah, I can talk about it. Guys, I'm in that. I hope you so much. That's what I think is weird. It's like, do you want me to promote it? Yes.
Are there any jobs you've got like voice acting where you just got the script and you're like, man, what is going on in this show?
Yes. Most of the time it's like that. Most of the time I'm like, what the hell? I don't even understand this. And yeah, what's a hollow? No, but I mean that happens often, you know. I mean, there's occasionally you'll get a script that's like, well, this is really awesome. And then some of it doesn't make sense until you start watching it, you know. You get into a few episodes. So you gotta kind of have to do your research, unless the director obviously is usually there to fill you in and tell you stuff, and that always helps too. But. So yes, there have been many of those. Any other questions? Yes?
Do you make funny faces when you voice act?
Do I make funny faces when I voice act? No. I really just use, I mean, a lot of times it's just my natural voice. You know, it's either this, or like an angrier version of this, or a happier version of this. And then, or I talk like this occasionally, you know? They're like, can you make parts require I talk like this occasionally, you know? So it's just like, whatever. So, it's that. But I don't, yeah, it would, like I don't have any characters, whoa, man, I can't talk like this. Because then I probably would, you know? I'll tell you a story though, and I've told this plenty of times, I'm sure. But I did this, I don't do too many character voices, occasionally I do. And I got this it was Wild Arms 4, so this is a while ago. And I played one of the characters, and I did various monsters in there. And one of them was like a chicken head monster. You know, it's like, from what in my mind, I don't even remember, but in my mind, what I picture is what they gave me. It's like a picture of like, it looked like a baby chicken, but with a super giant head. You know? And that was like the monster. And they're like, yes, so just create a voice. And I was like, what? What is that thing going to sound like? So I started off like, so I started talking like this, you know? And so that was the voice that I chose, and they're like, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a giant chicken monster. and so that voice that stuck with me, you know? So everywhere I go for like the next few weeks was, I talk like that, and I was shooting this pilot, and the director is walking me around, introducing me to some of the other cast and crew and whatnot, and I was being stupid using that voice. Like, whoa, how you doing? Hey, what's up? And then it's like, oh, here's this other guy, and I turn around, and whoa, and it was a little person. And I've been doing this for a while already. I'm just going down the row of people, you know? And then he's like, then I was like, oh, I was, you know, my voice went back to normal. I was like, oh, hey. He's like, oh, that's okay. no, man, I did this. It was like a little chicken monster. I mean, no. It made it worse. I really tried to explain my son, but it didn't work. Anyhow, I don't know why I told you that story.
Was there really characters at one point were really harsh in their voice?
Oh yeah. There's been a few that have been really rough on my voice. A lot of times Ichigo, because all he does is shout. He's always fighting something, right? I'm always like, oh, whatever, bunkai this or that. And then if I have to do like hollow Ichigo or full hollow, where it's like, that kind of stuff. So it's like that, yeah. After a while, yes, that kind of thing. There was one time though where I lost a job because of it. I got called in for this game, and I don't even know what the game's called. And so I went in, and I had no idea what I was going to play. So I show up, and they're like, "Okay, so you're going to be this goblin creature." And there's like a bunch of like these warrior goblins or whatever. I'm like, okay. And look at the script, and it's just vowels and not even words. Like, what is this? And it's like, yeah, it's just kind of like stuff, And I was like, okay. And so, like, for like, I think 4 hours, all I did was like, and like died from like burning or drowning or falling off the cliff or being stabbed. And so it was like all of that. And so, like, after the session, I was obviously just like, and then I had to had this job for like a young, like a child voice, and there's just no way I could do it. And they were like, yeah, no, can't do it. I was like, oh, whatever. I had one of them, but anyway. Yeah, over here.
How long have you been touring with the band?
Touring with the band since 2006. Yeah, we started the band. I think it was 04 is really when we started calling ourselves Aisha. And then 2006 is when we released an album. It took us 3 tries. We went to like 3 different studios, got screwed the first 2 times, and then but I just don't give up. And so I just kept going and finished it. I was like, I'm going to finish one album, even if it just sucks. Some people think it does. But and so since 2006 we've been going, gone through a few different members here and there, but we're still the same band. Yes?
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on set?
On set? The most embarrassing thing on set? Gosh. Most embarrassing thing on set. Well, I think, okay, so maybe this is one of, at least, not the most embarrassing thing ever, but on set. So, I was working on Wolf's Rain, and usually I try to get there early, so I can read through the script or kind of get a grasp of what my character's doing, where he's coming from, where he's going, so I just kind of understand. But this day was early. It was an early day, and so I was running late. I didn't even eat breakfast. I was like, oh crap, I gotta get there. And so I was kind of running late. I just showed up right on time to work, And I could feel like, oh man, I'm kind of hungry, and my stomach's going to be growling. And I'm recording, And so those microphones are like $3,000 at least, And so it picks up every little sound in there. You tap your leg, you can't do that. And so I'm in there, and my stomach is like, I can feel it. It's like, and so I was like, as when you can feel your stomach's about to growl or something, you can like put water in it to shut it up. No, is that just me? Am I you do too, right? Okay, so in my mind, it's like this like growly monster that's down there. He's like, I'm hungry, and then I'm just like, shut up, and it's like, every time I say about it, like growl, and I'm just like, shut up. And so that's what I was doing, and it kind of works too. You guys should try it one day. Go make breakfast and try this. But so anyways, my stomach was like that. So I was like doing this, because I didn't want them to hear my stomach growling because it's embarrassing. You guys remember being in school, taking the quiz or test, and your stomach like, right? And so you just like shuffle papers. Start shuffling papers and car, kicking your desk. So I'm just coughing. The papers around for you. Anyway, so you can't do that in a booth, obviously, because you're like, what's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong. So I'm doing this water thing, and it's working for a bit, and it's like working really well for like 30 minutes. I'm able to shut it up before it actually makes any noise. And so, but this one moment, the beats start going, and I'm about to say my bit of dialogue, and my stomach growls, but it doesn't make the, or something there you can be like, that's a stomach growl. It went, like the growling monster in my belly was like, oh, okay, you're going to show me up? Try this one. And it sounded like I thought I was going to sneak out a fart, but my butt cheeks denied. And made it go. And so it's kind of embarrassing because I was like, I'd much rather than like a growl, like obvious. And I can just feel their eyes looking at me through the window. And I look over and they're like, no, that was my stomach. I mean, is your stomach for? I don't know what made that noise, but I swear, you come in here and smell. So that was probably the most embarrassing, at least in the booth.